Who's it this time?
We have picked the hero from the original, Mr. James Caan.
Do you think I've not done too bad resisting doing my William Shatner impression?
Okay.
No.
Okay. So, which films have... Do you think... Okay, so...
Got him.
Have you got...
You got yours. I've got mine.
Have you got any honourable mentions?
I have some honourable mentions.
Okay. What are yours?
My honourable mentions are Elf,
Right,
and Dick Tracy.
okay. My honourable mention, I've only got the one, because
Okay.
he's done loads of other stuff as well.
He's done loads of other stuff.
I did like he turned up in one episode of the remake of Hawaii Five-0 as a character in there, and the interaction between him and his son, Scott Caan, was actually quite good in that episode.
And they weren't even related in the episode.
They basically made it that they hated each other, but him and the Steve McGarrett character were quite chummy. But yeah, I like that. Yeah. There was also a TV series called Las Vegas, which he was in.
Yes, there was.
And I did enjoy that series. That was a very early role for Josh Deschanel, or however you pronounce his surname. Yeah, I liked that. So that was in my honourable mentions.
And to me, that was very much in the same vein as Get Carter, the American remake.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's how that film, that's how that series made me feel about the characters. Yeah. So, okay, do you want to go for your number 5?
My number 5 is this film, Rollerball.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's just, I've always loved it. When I first saw it on the TV, probably didn't understand a lot of the backstory. I just enjoyed all the bikes going around and people getting battered to hell, and Moon Pie getting smacked in the back of the neck has always stuck with me. Yeah,
that slow motion head bounce off of the floor.
It's this film. What about you? What's your number 5?
That episode of Hawaii Five-0 we were just talking about. But yeah, the way the dynamic was in that between him and Scott Caan was hilarious, because they're not supposed to be related in the series at all, but there's some side glances every so often.
Yeah, there's little sort of in-jokes, isn't there?
It was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I do think he could have, if they hadn't introduced another person playing his father earlier on in there, and if they'd have actually had him playing his father, it would have been even funnier. But the interactions of that character, because he's supposed to be a private eye, isn't he? Yeah. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's why it's there in my list. Number 4 for you?
Number 4 for me, it's a film I love, and he's not the main character in it, and that's Elf. I know you mentioned it as one of your honourable mentions. It's just a funny film. He doesn't have to act out of his skin in this.
No.
But for me, that film, one scene with Peter Dinklage in it, with Buddy the Elf goes to him, "Oh, does Santa know you're down here?" to Peter Dinklage, and the way that just goes off. It's such a funny film. It's one of my favourite Christmas films. So yeah, mine's Elf.
Cool. Mine's Misery.
Okay.
Him and Kathy Bates. Very, very dark film. I'm guessing we're going to talk about that in a bit, so I won't spoil it too much.
Don't know what you mean.
But yes, so that's my number 4.
Okay.
Your number 3?
Alien Nation.
Good film.
And obviously it spawned a TV series as well. Yeah, he's the human who's been sort of set up with an alien partner. I've got a feeling you might be talking about it in a minute as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the film. It was very big when it came out. It was, I don't think it was,
and that's why it spawned. That's why it spawned the series.
I don't think it was supposed to be as or they didn't expect it to be as popular as it was.
No.
So
there was no preparation for it being that popular.
And your number 3?
My number 3 is a film, one of his last films actually. It's called Fast Charlie.
Okay, I'm not sure I've seen it.
He's in it with Pierce Brosnan, and he sets up hits. And I'm not going to spoil it too much because I really do think it's worth watching. But he plays his hand.
Right. Okay.
Let's just say that. And it's well worth watching. So if you get a chance to watch it, Fast Charlie. Yeah. Number 2 for you?
Number 2 for me is an early one from him, Freebie and the Bean. Him and Alan Arkin as detectives going after a mobster, but then they end up having to protect somebody else from an assassin. It's one of those very 70s style buddy cop dramas, but with comedic elements in there. And
Yeah.
it's a good film. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's, I don't know, some of those 70s buddy cop films before they got to the 80s, which was big on buddy cop films. Some of those
Yeah.
70s
You're
ones are
Eddie
very
Murphy.
gritty, very real, but they still had the comedy in there as well. And
Mhm.
yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Your number two?
Alien Nation.
Oh, well, there's a surprise.
No, I did enjoy it. I really did like Alien Nation, and I think if they realised that it was going to be such a runaway hit, they would have put into the contract about James Caan being in the series
I think so, or they would have made us a sequel.
a sequel
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Yeah,
That really surprised me that it never, because the series was reasonably popular as well.
yeah. It was all about aliens coming to Earth. What is it? District 13.
Yeah. Well, you've
It's
only got to
very
think
much
it's sort of like a refugee
yeah,
type thing. They've also done it recently with that. What's that Will Smith movie? Bright.
yeah. That one.
That's a
Yeah.
similar thing as well.
It's almost similar
Yeah,
to that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of elements in both of those films that overlap. I just always can remember when first watching it, the whole soured
yeah,
milk, because that's one of their delicacies. That's what they
yeah.
used like to drink is soured
It
off
does make
milk.
you think, was Men in Black sort of slightly inspired by that as well?
Comic book was out probably about the same
Yeah,
time as the film. Yeah, so
could
quite
well be.
possibly.
Yeah,
But yeah, they did an Alien Nation comic as well, based on the
yeah.
film. And your number one.
As we've done a few times, it's always going to be a Stephen King film. So
Yeah.
mine's Misery. It's
Yep.
Kathy Bates is outstanding.
Mhm.
Did she win an Oscar for it? I think she did, didn't she?
I think she did.
And he is just fantastic. But how someone can act so well for
Mm.
most of the film just being in a bed,
Yeah.
and
Due to
everybody
having his leg
remembers the
busted.
sledgehammer ankles thing.
Yeah.
And it's just the story. The book is good anyway, but the way they've adapted it, and they haven't changed loads. And
Yeah.
if you think about it, there's not many characters in that whole film.
No,
There's the
there's not.
sheriff and the sheriff's wife, but apart from that, they're the only main two characters. Um, and it's just so well done. It's that feeling of loneliness in this like isolated cabin and his
Yeah.
helplessness as well. And
Yeah.
it's such a good film. So, what's your number one?
This film, Rollerball.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just a fan of Rollerball. I think it's probably the epitome of his career is in this film. I think I haven't mentioned it because I've not watched it, is the simple answer. But yes, a certain mafia film.
Okay.
Yeah, The Godfather. Not watched.
Okay.
Yeah, not my cup of tea, so I've not watched it, so I can't say anything about those films and how good he is in that. But I can guess he's got his acting chops into it, and he's pretty damn good in it. But no, Rollerball, I think, is just for me is the highlight of his career.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
I
absolutely
think it
fantastic
made
film.
him, didn't it, this film?
Oh yeah, it definitely made him. Yeah, it made him a star.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get more lead roles. He was
Hmm.
always in and around as one of the main cast, but there was never many where he was the actual lead in the
Yeah,
films.
well, you got Mickey Blue Eyes and things
Yeah.
like that. He wasn't the
No,
lead in that.
no, exactly. All the way through his career, it's sort of like he's memorable in quite a few roles. Probably
For
his
being the
next
second or
memorable
third
role,
person.
I would say, after this, or his next sort of lead role, was probably Misery. But
Yeah,
then he shares the highlight there with Kathy Bates. It's hard
yeah,
to tell or hard to say in that film which one is the lead because I think they're
yeah.
both equally as good in that film.
Agreed.
So you're one bad. I'll go to you first, or you're not so good, and you're not allowed to cower out again. Like,
No, I'm not. I'm not. I had my one
okay,
bad, and unfortunately, I think there was a lot of good parts to the film as well, and I think it's quite a highly rated film to some people. Eraser with
mm,
Arnie.
okay.
I've
It's one of the Arnie films that I've watched and don't overly remember too much of it.
exactly, and that's why I've put it down in this list as that because I cannot remember much. Nothing I can think of really stands out, except if I remember rightly, I was watching it and I found a hell of a lot of continuity
Yeah, yeah,
errors. But it was one of those scenarios where it's just kind of like,
yeah, yeah. I get that. I get that. Of all the
unfortunately,
Arnie films of that time, one of the
yeah.
ones it's like what?
Well, there was that Eraser and the one where it was Dark Days or whatever it is. Can't remember what it was called. the one where he's trying to stop the
Yeah,
apocalypse.
yeah, I know the one.
End of Days.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It was those two. It was that era of Arnie where it was just, okay, I'm going to go in politics. I'm just going to dry out a couple of films and not really bother.
Yeah. Probably just finishing off some studio contracts that I've got.
So, what's your one then?
Controversial one for a lot of people.
Oh,
It will be, but mine is The Godfather. I only watched The Godfather for the first time, I would say, 10 years ago. I'm not a massive gangster film fan.
That's why I haven't watched
But
it.
it was sort of like, when you think about it, Godfather 2 is probably in the top 10 of a lot of people's films. So I thought I was doing the thing where a few years ago I decided to do one new thing every month.
Okay.
And something
So
I've
it wasn't
never done
the I'm
before.
going to watch this movie before I die moment.
Yeah. It was not bucket list, but it was just sort of certain things like I'd never given blood before, so I gave blood and things like that. And it was like, I've never watched The Godfather before. And being a big movie fan, I thought this is something I should do. And then after that, I thought, well, there's 2.5 hours I'm never getting back. Don't get me wrong, some of the acting in there is fantastic. James Caan is brilliant in it. I was just sort of like going, is this going to end soon? Is this going to end soon? And I don't get the hype.
Yeah.
So we've said this before on the bad. It's not necessarily the actor, it's the film or what it means to you. So that's why I picked The Godfather. Sorry to fans of The Godfather, but it wasn't for me at all.
So I think that's it for this episode.
So.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much.
Please remember to follow, like, and subscribe. Where can they get hold of us, Trev?
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Just go to @the Review or contact us via our email, which is thedejareview@gmail.com.
I'm Mart.
And I'm Trev.
Enjoy yourselves.